This is the day we do the shelving. It's very bright. We have marked out some lines very faintly on the wall. This is probably better for you to see. And calculated what we need with the thickness of the wood and everything. Now we're going to chop the wood up, but we still have to take the pallets apart a bit. But these are, this is the boy's lovely drawing. It's actually quite a good drawer. So we've measured, we need 2 of these, 1 for each side of the wall, 2 of these for each side of the wall. These are measured up the same. This is an old house and the walls are a bit funny. So these are 1/2 centimetre off on this side. These measured up the same, so we need 4 of those ones. The front panel is longer because we're going to be nailing that into the rest of the wood panels. And the back one is going to go rest against the side of these 2, so it's slightly shorter. And they are, we need 1 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those. Looks like it's gonna rain. It's not gonna be fun.
Is it raining?
No, but it looks like it.
Okay guys, so to make these shelving units, first things first is you're going to need to find your pallets. You can find these on Facebook marketplaces, around garages. They tend to be free. We found them at the back of our garages. And to take these apart, it took us a whole day, but all you really need is a crowbar and a hammer. And then you're going to cut your wood to your measurements. We did this all in one go, so there wasn't any back and forth. The planks will be the framing, and we use the backing of bookcases as the tops and bottoms of the shelves. But you can also get these at B&Q. As you'll see later, we ran out, so we went and popped there to get 1 more.
So today is the day. We, again, all yesterday spent our time cutting up the wood that we finally took apart. We are actually missing a front piece because when we were cutting up the pallets, well, taking apart the pallets, we actually ruined a couple on the edges and they're almost the length of what we need. So as we're using the front panel as the outside panel, we actually need them to like look relatively good. So we do have 1 more pallet that we need to take apart to do that front piece. But we're going to put up the 3 full shelves that we have so far and the framing for the 4th one, and we'll take apart that pallet like later on because we didn't have the energy for it. It literally was draining and exhausting calculating all the wood. So yeah, today we're drilling in and putting the shelves up finally. We have, what are these? Wall plugs. We have our screws, we have our screwdrivers, drill more, we don't need a screwdriver. And we have some roller brushes. Foam rollers are apparently better to paint furniture. But I am painting the shelving with the same paint as we painted the walls. I want it to blend in nicely, and then the cupboards below I'm going to do in like a gloss satin finish because they'll be touched more and it'll be easier to wipe. But for the shelving up top, they're more decorative than anything else, won't be touched too much, and I want them to look like floating shelves blended into the wall. So yeah, that's the plan for today. By the way, if anyone watched Line of Duty yesterday, disappointing or what? Wasn't great. We geared up for it. We ordered in some nice, well, the boy went and got some nice takeaway food for us, and it was just disappointing. But anyway, on the up for today, let's get these cupboards done. I'm excited. Well, shelving. I did just order some stuff for the kitchen, the new handles that we're putting in, and I found, I think, the floor that I want for the kitchen too. That will all be in a separate video, and I need them to arrive because I ordered from 2 different brands, handles and then knobs. I want some of the cupboards to have handles, some of the cupboards to have knobs. So anyway, that'll be a whole different thing, which I'll explain in another video. But let's finish off this shelving. It has been a few weeks since we finished the living room, and these shelvings need to go up. And it's still not going to be completed until we do the cupboards anyway. But I did order the cable covers because I cannot wait for this all to be hidden, and it looks a lot cleaner and nicer in here. Still yet to get a new coffee table though. I am on the hunt, I am looking. There's one I really like. It's a bit pricey, but it is on Marketplace, so I don't know whether the seller's going to put it down. I have it saved, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm excited. Fresh sleep, feeling fresh-minded and less confused and numbers in our head. Like, we've pre-cut everything, so I'm excited to go today.
So the next day, it was time to put everything up. We drilled 2 holes. We actually started with 3 holes in the beginning, but realised that we didn't need those and it would be strong enough with 2 holes on each plank. Levelled it on the wall where we wanted the shelves and pencil marked the drill holes into the wall. Drilling into the wall was a struggle, but a little tip is to drill halfway and then turn your drill into hand mode and drill fully into the wall. Also, measure your wall bracket to your drill and place some tape on it so you know how far into the wall you need to go. So, as you can see here, we started with our side panels first, and then our long back panel, and then finished with the front panel. The front panel will be the outside of our shelves, so save the good bits of wood for that if you're going to do the same. Also take into account which order you're going to put the framing up, as you'll need that for your measurements. Also, the front panel, we placed L brackets in to the side panels and the front panel to make that secure. So we popped to the shop and got those on this day too.
Which one was? Oh, I'm just tightening. Now where'd that go?
So now for implementing the top and bottom panels. Now the reason we did the framing and did it all this way is because I really wanted a thick shelf, and to have done this with just 1 plank of wood, 1 would have been really expensive, and 2, it would have been hard to get it secure to the wall without having exposed brackets, which, me being the difficult person I am, I wanted floating shelves, so this was the best option for us. But what we did was we wood glued the top and bottom panels, and then I went in and nail gunned them to the framing all around the edges, and then we secured it with some wood clamps and until the glue was dry, and we repeated this for each top and bottom panel on all 4 shelves. Some of the panels did stick out a little bit, so we just went in with the saw and cut these off. You can just sand them down, but that would have taken us a lot longer, so we went the quick route.
As you can see, all 4 shelves are up. We did take a trip to B&Q. We have our last bit of wood, which they cut for you. So, let's see if it fits. It should fit. Oh, bits out of it.
Oh wow.
What's wrong with our measuring? Oh. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Which we just need to glue. And then I'm gonna, where's my tool? Staple gun it in and clamp them to, I have all the stuff that you've seen us use linked below. But that is the last thing to do. And then we start painting, which we've decided, I'm not sure whether I mentioned, that we're gonna use the same as the wall paint. Well, first we're gonna sand, fill in a couple bits,
Yeah.
and then start painting. So still a bit to go, but we're gonna use the same as the wall paint. We have some left over from the room and some left over from the living room, because we want them to kind of blend in to the walls, and we have to touch up around where our dirty fingers and pencil marks are anyway. And then the lower cabinets that we do, we'll do in like a glossy or eggshell finish, which is better for like surface hand touching and stuff. But the shelves won't really get that much traffic, so it will be fine. So yeah, very close, almost there. This has taken us a few days, but it was like a day of taking apart the wood, a day of cutting all the wood, and then putting it up. And then obviously we took a trip today to go get our last bit of wood, because, oh, I don't know if I mentioned this either, all of this wood that we've used is free from pallets and like wood that we've seen out or like at the back of garages and stuff. So it's all been free. Some of these top and bottom boards are backboards from cupboards and stuff. And then all the framing of the wood is from pallets. So everything's been free so far, and even the paint will be. We just needed to get some nails and hinges.
Yeah.
L brackets.
Yeah.
And the clamps. But all the stuff we're going to use anyway. Like, we'll need the wood clamps and stuff again. We also got some caulking yesterday, so yeah, it's looking good. It looks good in the camera. I can see all 4 shelves.
Here we are just cutting slight slithers to place into places where there was bigger gaps. I do plan, and you'll see later, on using decorator's cork on all the edges for it to have a flush look against the walls, but in the bigger gaps I wanted it to look a little bit better, so we just did that. And then we did wood fill some of the edges, that it did look like one panel and that there wasn't 3 separate panels from the front. And then it was time to paint everything. And this was the finished product. We are not builders, so this was a difficult task for us, but I couldn't be happier with the final product. And we do plan on doing cupboards underneath them also. So that will be coming up very soon. I hope you like the finished product also, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye guys.